Once again, I am relocating my Ejalson, the African knifefish, the one they call Gymnarchus niloticus, from the pond to another place. Remember, I put them in this pond just so they can feed on the tilapias in the pond. But now, they've exhausted all the tilapias in the pond, except for the big ones that they cannot kill. Now we are relocating them into another pond. So basically, African knifefish are carnivorous fish, that is, in the wild. They feed on fish, other small fish. And here, I use tilapia, the native tilapias, as food for them. So over the 4 months that I've kept them in the previous pond, they've consumed all the tilapias there. Now we are relocating them into this drainage on our farm. This drainage is a breeding ground for tilapia. This is where the local tilapias, this is where the native tilapias come to do burrowing at the base of the pond, and they reproduce in shallow water. But now I am destroying their plan by putting African knifefish inside the pond, because comparing the market value of an African knifefish to that of tilapia, you will see the huge difference. So it's not a bad idea to use a native tilapia to feed the wild Gymnarchus or the wild African knifefish, or the Ejalson as it is called in Yoruba, because Ejalson is a very popular fish and is very, very expensive. For you to buy one big size Ejalson alone goes for about 100,000, but not these sizes. These ones are still small. You give them like a year or 18 months, they can grow to be as big as 10 kg, 15 kg. And if you see a 10 kg Ejalson, it can be less than 150,000 in the market. Go to Ekpe side and see how much these fish are sold for. But now I have over 250 pieces on the farm. I have a plan to create a very massive dam for them, but it's still in construction. But pending the time, I need a place to be keeping them by moving them from one pond to the other. I have a lot of ponds on the farm that are infested with these native tilapias. These native tilapias are highly prolific. They tend to multiply on their own on the farm, and they are somehow useless because they don't grow big on time. But with this African knifefish, I can convert the tilapias to food. Thereby, the African knifefish tends to grow bigger, then so that we can sell them when they grow or when they multiply, because they are white fish. They have the ability to reproduce over a long period of time. So this is the 4 tons capacity pond where I was keeping them. I noticed about 4 months ago there were lots of tilapias in this pond, but now they finished everything except for the way big tilapias, like 500 grams. That is one of it that guy just picked out of the bowl. That is one of the parent tilapia. So here I have another set of African knifefish. Remember I said I have over 200 pieces that we are relocating. There is a very big one here. This one alone is over 100,000. So what they do is they eat fish. They eat catfish, they eat tilapia, any other fish in the pond. But one funny thing about this African knifefish is the fact that they hardly prey on each other. But the only reason why I think that is because they are electric fish. They generate a kind of weak electric field that they use for electrolocation. Because they are nocturnal, they tend to rely on the electric field that they generate for electrolocation. And when it comes to hunting of their prey, when they move closer to the prey, they stun the prey with the use of the electric field that they generate, so that they will be able to feast on the prey. And this fish is one of the cleanest fish on the planet. When it hunts, it only takes the tail part of the fish and leaves the head part of the fish. That is, it doesn't eat fish heads. So this is the pond where we relocated them from. Now we want to use this pond to breed catfish. We have 6,000 pieces of Heterobranchus longiphilis that are ready in a bowl that we want to introduce into this pond. So what we want to do is to drain the water and take away all the muds at the base of the pond. You can see we are moving the muds. But please, if you know any place in Nigeria where I can get a mud sucker, so that it will eliminate the needs of these laborers tending to be using a shovel to excavate the muds. It's energy consuming. So I believe if we can get hold of a mud sucker, we can use a mud sucker to suck out all the muds inside